architect. He obtained his Master of Science in Architecture in 1992 from University of Moratowa. He started his own practice in 1997 and has 20 years of professional experience. He won the Geoffrey Bawa Award in 2011 and 2017 for excellence in architecture. His work has been published both nationally and internationally. We are very glad and honored to have him here as our presenter today. Ladies and gentlemen, you are kindly requested to be seated. Please welcome architect Thisara Thanapathy.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me for the conference. I'm going to talk about urban renewal project that we did in Colombo sometimes back. We all know that our urban fabric is largely formed by the profit-making mechanism of the consumerist culture. The livability of the city or the sense of place, what we all architects talk about, the spirit of the place is not given due consideration, and it's actually the maximum profit that is a priority of the majority. So we need some planning and design intervention to make create livable cities, right? So like exposing the historical layer of the city and also relating yourself to the natural significant natural features like water bodies and the scenic mountains, and also the variations of the topography is all important in creating a sense of belonging and sense of place. So that, here are few examples where, all the industrial era buildings have been renovated and they've been used for the, adaptable reuse. Right? Sometimes you have to do very simple things like, creating a clean, nice edge, and maybe, planting a row of trees, and creating some shade and relating yourself to the water, so that you sort of create a sense of place. So this is good example of a pedestrian street along line Spain. So after the end of the civil war in Sri Lanka, our Ministry of Defence, along with the Urban Development Authority of Sri Lanka, embarked on urban renewal projects. Actually, the army, the Sri Lankan army was used for the construction, and this is one of the examples. This is the old, it was the old Dutch hospital, which was actually not used for anything important. It was converted into a sort of, we have restaurants, cafes, and shops in this, and actually this is in the middle of the heart of Colombo. This is the old colonial period race course, right? This was actually used for storage, as a storage facility for the military, and there was a huge wall in front, And this again was renovated, and now we have sort of high-end shops and some restaurants. So we are overlooking a nice greenery of playgrounds, hockey grounds, rugby grounds, and all that on that side. This is again a set of old colonial buildings which have been converted into again like nice. We have created a nice public space, and all these were handled by UDA actually. And there again you find restaurants, cafes, and basically shops. That is part of the same complex. It's the kind of entrance building to the whole complex. This is not in Colombo, this is in Gaul. This is actually in Gaul Fort. It's an old Dutch fort, right? That's again a Dutch hospital building which has been converted into restaurants. And that's the upper floor balcony. You look into the, the view of the sea. You can see the rampart walls. That's the interior of a shop in the same building. This is one of the leisure parks, which have been created in and around the Colombo city. Part of the marshy land was converted into a lake, and you get jogging tracks and the cycling tracks and all that. So these places are, up in the evenings, these places are full of crowd and they are very functional. So this is the project I was handled by Fontani. It's an old set of British period railway warehouses. So these were the conditions of the buildings before renovation. One of the two-storied warehouse which has been there. So if I talk about basically, the little bit about the context of the whole, the context of the site surrounding. We have our main railway stations of the Colombo city very close by. Mardan railway station there. The Mardan railway station and the Port railway station, and the actually it's the major transport hub of the city. The bus terminal is also there next to the Port railway station, and it's close to the main commercial hub and the Colombo port, the harbour. So we also have some important dealings with architectural and cultural value. The Port railway station is also a colonial building, Maradan railway station, and Wilkinson Theatre. That's a nice old colonial period building which is used for a technical college. There are a series of such buildings, and we get our port complex also close by. We have many nice old buildings in the port complex also. So if we sort of renovate all these buildings and sort of revitalize the whole space, it will have a different, totally different look, right? Our site, of course, is the next one. That's the Google image of the thing. So you can see this whole thing is our site. So it is one of the few green patches in the the area. Basically, right around on one side, you get a very congested, very dense, sort of unplanned development, 2 to 3 story building. On this side, you get the railway tracks. So that's our side, with all the abandoned warehouses. So what we thought was to, because these are 2-story and single-story warehouses, we tried to create a sort of a green patch in the middle of the congested area as a sort of a breathing space. So that's the side, the green, and these are the high density development. And again on this side we get a little bit of greenery and the area lake beyond that. Yeah, go to the next. So our site is actually about 20 feet below the road level, access road level, and taking advantage of that, we created a nice public podium on one side, and there was a problem like trying to preserve a set of single-storied and two-storied warehouses in a very area where the land value is very high. So we actually suggested to keep the warehouses in the middle with the greenery and have some middle-rise developments on either side so that compensate the low footprint of the single-story structures. Yeah. Can you go back to the previous one? Yeah. So in the middle, the yellow color buildings are the ones we have already preserved, the single-story warehouses. And on this side, the building on the side, on the left-hand side, there are a few other warehouses, two-story warehouses. If you are trying to, incorporate with modern structures of 2 to 3 story height, so that you create about a bit more space, sellable area. There's going to be about 300,000 square foot of office space and cafes and various other activities and parking for the office spaces. And as the stage 3, we are going to create another one. So in the stage 3, we are going to create 50-story buildings and 2 8-story buildings on a sort of a public podium, which is at the same level of the access road. And underneath we have 2 parking bays, right? So the significant feature of the whole complex is the public area in front. And we also have series of public spaces in the middle. And also we are trying to improve the connectivity, the walkability of the area, and actually we are trying to create a shaded pathway from the public podium to the transport hub of the city. So that is sort of the basic layout of the plan, the layout plan. What I will say, yeah. So this is the renovated, warehouses. Actually, you get a transport, the telecommunication tower coming up beyond the site, which is now actually near completion. This is a picture taken about 3 years ago. Now the trees have grown up and they are much taller than this. So these are the trees and that was the original, the British period warehouses. This was actually belongs to a later period, but we got the same sort of character in these side of the buildings as well. So those are the trees which we planted. Next one. This is a typical facade of a typical bay. Yeah. So that's the plan of the phase 3. Yeah, next one. We created a series of courtyards in alternative bays so that we could get light and ventilation into the office spaces. And we planted some trees so that you are connected with with nature, and it gives us a nice ambiance. Right. Next one. This is the picture of the same courtyard. Yeah. So here, the as a new thing that we added was actually a mezzanine floor in alternating days, and the toilet for the office spaces. That again is the interior of so, all the services, we actually detail very carefully so that they look as features added on to the old structure. The AC ducts and all. And again, the office space, interior of office space. We didn't handle all the interior spaces, some other architects handle various. So can you back please? So that's the mezzanine floor and the toilets, the offices. So that is what we added actually. That's it. That again is the interior space. You can see some partitions done out of metal cladding so that you get a sort of industrial character. Again, is another office space. So that is the IT office, a picture taken from the mezzanine level. Right? That was not handled by us. There is a common area where public activities take place. So this is some of the images of the phase 2 development which we have planned, right? That I did the sort of approval stage. So we have a abandoned 2-story warehouse, just one warehouse, and a just the facade of 3 days. We are trying to incorporate that into a modern sort of new office structure. That is internal space of internal courtyard of the complex. Those trees actually we have already planted there. So that is one of the courtyard. This side, I think one side we, okay. Yeah. That again is the same courtyard. The building that which you see on this side, we have already, completed this one and that one. Yeah, that is part of the existing 2-story warehouse, and on top of that we are trying to add some lightweight structure for office space. Yeah, you go back. So this side it's going to be a completely new construction with 2 levels of parking, and above that there's office space and various other activities, and on this side there's going to be a good restaurant and few cafes on each base, like each opens. Yeah, this is the public space which we are planning to create at the road level with a lot of greenery, and it will be the main entrance to the whole complex, and this public space is going to be connected to the transport hub via a shaded corridor. That again is the vehicle access to the complex. This is a public space which is going to be the main sort of the public space in the whole complex. These are actually already renovated warehouses, and the water feature is partly done. And these trees also have been planted, some of these trees on this side. So we are trying to create the same ambience, the same character of the industrial period warehouses, and sort of to capture the spirit of the place. Okay. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.